We're going to dive right in to put a beautiful pearl edge around a cathedral veil. And I recommend, if you're going to start this out, to do an elbow length. It's a lot of work. So pick a length that you can do really easily, which would be an elbow. And that way you can just practice and not worry about having to do an entire cathedral veil, which I will be doing for our tutorial. And if you missed it, to get ready for this tutorial, I recommend you going over to the playlist, How to Create an Illusion Veil from Start to Finish, and that will get you ready for this tutorial, and then you can hit the ground running. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at that supply list, and I will show you how I put beautiful pearls all over the edge of a veil. I've laid out our supplies for us, and I just kind of want to show you different options for pearls. I got both of these guys, different sizes, which I'm going to need for this technique that I'm going to show you. I got this larger bag of the 3.5 mm at Michael's because this size I use more frequently to cast throughout the body. And I put that in a larger container like this. And then I'm going to be using, this is called beige, which to me is more ivory. And then they have a white, which is just pure white pearls. I love the beige, they're very beautiful, and they can be used on white veils as well. I made a little sample here, and this sample is what I'm going to be using as my template. And I do that so that I don't have to worry too much as I'm going through the process of trying to kind of remember what I'm doing. It just gives me a nice little standard of how I'm going to be doing this throughout the whole veil. You don't have to do it, but this is just what I do. You could do this with crystals. This technique is perfect for both. As you can see, it has a nice random feel to it. And I also made this and showed this to the bride. So the bride okayed this, she liked it, and said, I would love this throughout the entire veil. That helps to communicate as well. So what I do with these pearls is I take them and individually, per size, put them in a little container. And that just helps me to organize my whole flow a little better than this. This feels too chaotic to my brain. Again, you can use this, that's fine, but this is how I do it. All right, you're gonna need also some glue. And again, if you haven't caught my process for gluing, I use this Fabric-tac, and I then fill up the smaller bottle. So I use this as my tool because it's easier in the hand and allows me to work a little bit more on detail work, whereas this can be very big and the tip is a lot bigger as well. So this little bottle I recommend getting as your tool and then fill up. What else do we need? I don't typically use tweezers, but sometimes I may need them, so I have them close by. This is my little spoon to scoop out any extra pearls. And this little thing I came up with. So I have this board right here, and it's a very heavy duty cardboard that I've covered in a black duct tape. And this is going to allow me not only to protect my surface, it's also going to allow me to see what I'm doing as I'm going along. And if you do get any of that glue on your surface here, just use a rubbing alcohol to remove it and you'll be fine. Try not to get it on your clothes. That's why I'm wearing my apron. All right, so with that, let's get started. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about how to put the pearls on. You have them here suspended in the netting, and now I'm going to show you how I do that before we dive in. Take a flat back pearl, that's flat back, and I'm going to put that under the netting, rounded side down, and now I'm going to put a little dollop of glue, very small dollop, and that one didn't have a tail, but if you have a tail, just wind it around and it breaks the tail. And now with that glue right there, I'm going to go ahead and place a little pearl, and I'm going to sandwich them together. The netting's in between like a little sandwich, like that. Okay, the last little tip I want to show you is how I hold these little pearls down. So when I put a little pearl down, you'll notice I actually push my fingers out like that. That causes the netting to hold it in place, see? If I don't do that, it just will wiggle around and kind of do all kinds of little things in there. And I'm chasing it around, especially when I'm trying to glue it down. Let's do a small one on this one. So placing it down, but if I hold it in place, it's not going to go anywhere, you see? And then I glue it. Another quick tip. And then with my little sponge, boop, just like that. It doesn't get any easier than that. Now you're going to pick an edge that you want to start on. I'm starting on the left corner. Make sure you're on the top corner that leads to the curve, not straight this way towards the gather. It happens, you just dive in and then you just don't really think about what you're doing and you realize, oh dear, I just wasted all that time. All right, now I have my template here and I can see that I have a medium, a small, and a large. I'm keeping those in that order. So I have the large, the medium, and the small. And I'm going to be using those in the same pattern that I have on my sample. And let's just get started. Now, when I do my pearls or my crystals, I always double side them that way, and I'll show you why. Because I love for the groom to get a little bling and a little bit of the pearl as he sees her coming up. A lot of veils are done where it's just one-sided, or maybe the pearl is sewn on one side, which is beautiful in and of itself. But me personally, I like that my technique makes it look as though the pearl is suspended in the netting. And this is the same with my crystals. I do the exact same process for both. And it just has this, I don't know, specialness to it where it's just suspended in time. I love that. All right, with that kind of thought process, we're gonna start. And again, I'm going to be using this as my template. I'm gonna turn it this way just to keep my head straight. So I'm going to be avoiding that first inch there because we will be gathering here. You don't want to gather the pearls up in there. It's not going to kill you if that happens. But I'm going to start down here. Again, I love doing things on grid because then I can see where I'm at and how it's going. The first one I'm going to do is this medium one here, and I'm going to grab the medium and I'm going to put that underneath about right here. You can see it's on my little grid, and I'm going to put a small. Well, let's do the medium first before we dive in. So with that turned upside down right there, I'm going to then put a tiny dollop of glue. And with this glue, you're going to get a glue tail, and you're just going to turn and lift. I have this little sponge here because sometimes if you wet the tip of your finger, it's easier to grab the pearls. Is that fun or what? And then I'm going to take that pearl, I'm going to turn it in my hand, and I'm going to place that on that little dollop of glue. Just like that. Now I'm going to pull this up so you can see what I mean. That's double-sided. Isn't that lovely? Suspended in the netting. Putting it back down on my grid. And you won't need to grid this out. It's just like that first piece I like to kind of get nice and straight in my head. And now we're going to do a small. I'm having trouble picking it up, so I got it, my finger wet a little bit. I'm putting a little dollop of glue there. And then I put my little pearl double-sided. And then we have another medium over here. I'm doing that one now and go all the way to the edge on that one. You guessed it, dollop of glue. And then that tail, there's that glued tail, twist and pull. And you don't want a big thick dollop of glue. And if it does happen that a little glue is seeping out of the side, don't worry about it. It's not going to be too noticeable because it dries clear. And then I'm doing this small one right there. And it's a little offset. And it doesn't have to be perfect to my little sample there. That's just more of just kind of a little template. Kind of keep me on track. That way I don't have to think too much about it. The pearls are attaching themselves to me. All right, now I'm going to do this large one right here. Coming in and pulling it right there. And what happens if all of a sudden that little glue tail comes on here? You just kind of take your little tweezers and pull it off because it dries almost instantly and it's pretty easy to pull it off. And now I'm going to go ahead and put that on. So you kind of catch the idea. Make sure you have enough glue, but not too much. We don't want the glue seeping out. Kind of like when you put too much waffle batter in the waffle and you close the waffle down and the batter goes out. You don't want to do that. You want to try to stay inside of that pearl, and that's going to be a little bit of practice. So I do recommend that you do samples of this before you dive into your actual veil. Now I'm going to get a little medium and pull that down. But I don't want it to line up exactly with this one. I'm going to go ahead and push it down just a smidgle. Get in there, that little dollop of glue, starting to dry on the tip a little bit. So when it starts to dry like that, just pull it off. There's always a little pile of glue balls by me. And we keep on going down. Now we're doing a small here. You can see why I organize them. The small is when I really have to get my finger wet. They wrestle you. So this project's not going to be, even though it's a quick tip, it's not going to be a quick job. The small ones, you really have to be careful not to give it too much of that waffle glue. And then you put that down. The little ones are nice for the tweezers. Pull that on, boom, done. And the next one's gonna go here, and voila. And I'm gonna keep going down. Now I'm gonna do a small. So you see, this is pretty simple. It's just time consuming. And if you have been following my tutorials, you know that I say that our work as veil makers is a labor of love. And now we're going to go with a medium, kind of pulling it down so it's not perfectly lined up with that one. The idea is I'm trying to get it to look like it's been cast there, that it was randomly placed. And you can see that there's nothing random about what we're doing. It's just we are planning the randomness. That makes any sense. Now we're going to put a big one right here. My bride really loved the variations of the sizes. I thought that was really pretty. And you can do even bigger pearls too if you wanted. These were the sizes that she liked. And onward we go. All right, now I'm just going to keep going down. And then she also requested that I cast them a little deeper into the netting, not too far, to continue that random feel. So we're not lining up too much with this one. And now this one. And you will have to fill your little bottle of glue up. It's going to take quite a while. I would say it's going to take many hours to do this veil. And then if you notice, I have two that are the same size right there. When you're doing random, sometimes two sizes will land. Like if you're just casting them down, it doesn't necessarily know, where it's going or how it's, landing. I kind of like that, like two small landed together. It still looks random. And I'm going to cast this one a little closer to the edge because I got a little farther. Right there. And onward we go. Just keep going. Make sure they're all lined up. Like this one's not perfectly lined up. It's kind of eyeball them before they dry. And then we have a large one here. I would love to know what your favorite edges are. So we've got quite a few in our Let's Get Edgy playlist. So there's lace and there's pencil. There's cording edge. There's ribbon edge. I know a lot of people love ribbon edge. You can do ribbon edges in so many different widths. It's so lovely. All right, now we have finished our sample piece. If you noticed, I'm a little bit more extended out, and I'm going to just kind of look and make sure everything feels balanced to me before I start the next one, which will be right here if I'm going off my sample, and we'll see how that lines up. And I think that lines up great, putting a medium there and then a small. Yeah, that looks good. Because I haven't seen it in real time yet, how they're lining up. When I repeat it, look great on the sample, but I want to make sure the repeating of that will look good. Like for me, I might actually, because I did this a little bit further apart from this, I might actually add a medium right there, balance out my eye. So you're not stuck, and I wouldn't line it up with that one. I would pull it down smidge from this one. You're not stuck to your template. That's just your guide. Moving right along. We have a medium up here, and I'll just probably end this demo because really most of what we're doing is repeating what I've just done here. So it's just going to be redundant, and you get the idea. The most important thing is do not waffle your glue. Make sure you put the right amount of glue, and you're only going to do that through practice. So I recommend doing that on a sample piece like I did, and do it multiple times. And if you're doing Swarovski, go get the rhinestones and just practice on those because they're much cheaper. Swarovski are very expensive. But when you're doing and you're selling your veils, Swarovski is going to set you apart. And what would be another thing? Oh, just have your tweezers available and some rubbing alcohol for any glue that accidentally finds its way on your table or on your veil. All right, well, that should do it for now. I'm going to keep going. I've got a long ways to go given that I'm using a cathedral. Everybody loves pearls. They love them, and they will always love them. All right, we'll see you at the table, and we'll finish up this little quick tip. All right, that's it. I showed you how I did the veil, and now here it is. It is so beautiful, right? It took me about, a little over 4 hours, I think almost 5 hours to get this completely done. And this is an entire cathedral veil, and it's for a beautiful bride who's getting married soon. And I'm so excited about this edge. It's so pretty and timeless. Again, not a quick tip. It's a lot of work, but in the end, what you have is an absolute beautiful veil that will adorn your bride and make her look amazing on her special day. All right, if you like what you see, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and there are a ton more quick tips and tutorials coming. I have a tutorial coming up where I'm going to be putting tiny little lace flowers all over a cathedral veil, and that is going to be a showstopper in and of itself. I would love to know if there's a tutorial you would like to see in the future, like Do you want to see French netting veils? Do you want to see more hats? Do you want to see fascinators? Or do you want to see boutonnieres or buttonholes as they call them in Europe? Let me know in the comments and that will fuel my tutorials, really. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Dorene Vandermeer and this is Bridal Veil Secrets Unveiled. Go have fun putting a pearl edge on a veil. It is going to be beautiful. Thank you again. See you later, veil makers.